Stop throwing your money away towards renting. Owning a home is one of the greatest assets to help you build wealth. Just because prices have been going up, that doesn't mean that owning a home is out of reach. In fact, I was looking online and I actually found a home where you can actually purchase it, where it's cheaper to own it than it is to rent it. So make sure you stay to the end of the video. I'm gonna break down the numbers on what it takes to purchase this home, and maybe you can go from renting to becoming a homeowner. If this is the first time that we've met, my name is Seanu Uyehara. I'm a branch manager with Loan Depot, helping you finance your homes all across America. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, you're buying a vacation home, or you're looking to build your real estate portfolio, just like myself, I'm here to help you get your mortgage right. You can hit the description, there's links to more information. And if you ever need a second opinion, whether it's a pre-approval or a refinance, make sure to send me an email and I'd be happy to do a no-cost analysis to help you and make sure that you are getting the right mortgage for yourself. Now, the real estate market has been hot for the last several years. One of the arguments that I get quite often from our clients is that renting is cheaper than owning. Well, I'm gonna put that myth to rest today. I looked through the internet and I actually found a house that was on Zillow listed for rent. We're doing the math, it's actually cheaper to own it. So I want to break down some of the numbers here so you have an understanding of what it looks like to be able to purchase and become a homeowner. So let's dive into the numbers. So I started looking on Zillow to look for homes for rent. I came across this house, 3717 Smoking Gun here in Las Vegas. And the rent that I found was over $3,000 a month. Insane. Now, when I looked at when the last sale of the property took place, it was actually back in 2021. Someone bought this house for $325,000. Now, looking at Zillow and looking at Redfin, they actually have a rough estimate of the home to be about $408,000. Now, all we're going to do is look at the rent on this property, and I'm going to look at FHA financing and what does that look like for someone to be able to purchase. So the rent that I found was $3,060 a month for this simple 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and this house is about 1,300 square feet. They're asking over $3,000 a month. This is just insane to me. One, if they even get that amount, but two, that people like yourself are being subjected to pay these insanely high rental rates. So I'm going to assume that this house would be able to sell at $408,000 today. Now, if we were to look at FHA financing, which again, remember, it's only 3.5% down, and this is only for a primary residence, so you have to live in the home. You're looking at a down payment of $14,301.21. To easily calculate that number, you're just going to take the sales price, multiply that by 0.035 or 3.5%. That will give you your $14,000. Today's interest rate with a 740 credit score, you're looking at about 6%, which gives us a monthly payment of $2,984.32. Again, let's compare that to our rent of $3,060. Our mortgage is cheaper. That $2,984 actually includes our property taxes, our homeowner's insurance, mortgage insurance, and I even threw in an HOA in there. As I was looking at this property online, I couldn't really find out if there was an HOA or not. The majority of the houses that are located here in Las Vegas have an HOA fee. So I threw that in here just as an added precaution of $75 a month. So we can see how this breaks down. Your property taxes are about $124. I'm gonna estimate that homeowner's insurance are gonna run us about $100 a month. Mortgage insurance is about $279 a month. And then again, we're factoring in our $75 a month HOA fee. Again, that number may or may not be there, but I am going to include it because most homes, like I said, do have an HOA. And you can see the total between the two. It's still $76 cheaper to own this home. And that's before we start taking into account any sort of tax deductions, which we'll walk through as well. So now, when you look at the principal pay down of almost $400 a month, the net monthly mortgage payment is $2,500 a month. So again, we're comparing that to the $3,000 a month rent that was posted online. This home is $475 cheaper to own after the tax benefits of owning the property. This is why owning a home is such a great vehicle in today's market. I know we've been talking a lot about this lately. You have to focus on the solution, not necessarily the problem. And I know some of you are going to say, well, Sean, you're in the mortgage business, so of course it only benefits you to tell people to buy houses. That's not necessarily the case. Whether you decide to buy a house or not does not change my life one bit. However, I do want you to understand that there are people that are winning in today's market. There are people that are taking advantage and getting amazing deals on homes today that they may not have necessarily would have gotten the last couple of years. There have been some people that are saying the market's going to crash and the environment that we're in today is worse than 2008, but everyone's got an opinion as to where they think the market's going to go. I'm looking at real numbers right now to show you that there are homes where you can get a mortgage that is cheaper than renting. Now, we can even look at the closing costs here to factor in that you may need about $21,000 to pay for this home with your down payment and your closing costs that go into it. But remember, like I've been sharing with you, in today's market, sellers are willing to negotiate. Sellers are willing to cover your closing costs. So if you can get the seller to, let's say, cover all of your closing costs in this specific transaction, you may only need about $14,000 of down payment money to buy this house. Now let's think about that from the rentals perspective. If you were to rent this home for $3,000 a month, they're probably going to ask you for your first month, your last month, and probably a security deposit, and maybe even a pet deposit or any other deposits that the landlord decides to throw on there. So if you go first month, last month, and let's say your security deposit is all $3,000, you're in it for $9,000. So all you need to do is come up with the extra $5,000 of down payment money, which again can be a gift. So if your mom or dad want to help you purchase your first home, you could literally ask them for $5,000. You'd have enough money for the down payment. Your realtor can negotiate the seller to pay for all of your closing costs, and you could literally be in this house for a cheaper amount than what it's going to cost to rent. Then you can even take it another step further, where if you were like me, when I bought my first house, I had two of my best friends living with me, and they helped pay the mortgage for me. That was an easy way for me to get my foot in the door to owning a home. So again, I'm gonna harp on this. You have to look at the solutions versus the problems. If you wanna look at the market saying it's gonna crash and things are gonna go down the toilet, that's exactly what you're gonna find. But there are deals like this where our clients are literally getting into homes with very little money out of pocket other than their down payment. And don't forget, there are down payment assistance programs as well, where we can get you qualified to have a state-funded program here in Nevada to covering most of your down payment. There's so many options that are available. You just have to know where to look for them. Now, if this video gets you excited and you want to run some numbers, don't forget, you can send me an email to get your pre-approval started, and I'd be happy to get you qualified so we can get you out there shopping for a home and taking that leap from being a renter to a homeowner and setting yourself up for success here in the real estate world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.